Leah Daughtry, I want to bring you in here. Clearly, again, when you look at gun control, when you look at health care, we saw in Maine where voters ignored the Republican governor there who vetoed 5 times the expansion of Medicaid. They put it on the ballot. It passed. That's going to be an issue in the midterms as well.
Absolutely, Roland. Good morning. You know, what we saw last night, and what I believe we will continue to see, is people want their voices heard. And what we have continued to see over these last several months, years really, is a set of elected officials who have decided that their thinking needs to replace the thinking of the voters. And voters have decided, listen, we want our health care. We want gun control. We want to be respected. We're the ones that elected you, and we want you to represent us. And if you can't represent us, we will replace you. And so that's what you're seeing all across the country, is a groundswell of voters who took, as you said, 2016 for granted and decided, no, we're taking our country back. We want our voices to be heard, and we want to elect people who are going to advance the values that represent us.
Congresswoman, you talked about a year out. Earlier, we had Chairman Tom Perez on the show of the DNC. Obviously, he's feeling good. Look, there's going to be a reaction by Republicans. But folks also have to recognize you have the Supreme Court decision with political gerrymandering. You still have voter suppression that's going on as well. They're going to be striking back in terms of this election. What do you say to the Democratic Party, but also Democratic officials who might be running to understand that if you don't do right, you will have an opponent?
Exactly. But you know what? I believe that you do the grassroots organizing, period. And you do that, and you do that now, because we have all of this energy. And I'll joke and say, you know what? Trump did bring us all together. He brought us all together in opposition. We're now working across issue and across sector like we haven't done in years. Our job is to capture that energy and channel that energy. And for all the new activists to make sure that they have the training and the technical assistance and the guidance so that energy is effective. And I believe that we have the capacity to do that. So whatever's happening, I think has to be our focus.
Go ahead.
And I think
Congresswoman, oh, sorry, Leah. Congresswoman, the Trump voter that you may go after in some of those red districts in Southern California, are they turnable? Well, or are some of them just they're lost causes?
No. Let me just tell you. We're not going after the Trump voters.
You're going in the middle?
We're going after the Democrats, because our behavior is we like to vote in presidential elections. So in California, the largest registration is the decline to states. So we're going after Democratic voters, decline to state voters. We're not trying to convert folks. Along the way, I am sure that there are going to be Republicans that are disillusioned around Trump, but we need to focus on our base and then the independents, which in California are decline to states.
Leah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that the challenges for us as Democrats, while we celebrate today and take our victory lap, is to stay focused on the future and not get dragged back into relitigating what happened yesterday and who kissed John and who shot Mary. That doesn't matter. We've got to focus on the future, stay positive, and turn out our voters. If we turn out our voters, then we can win. And the other thing I think the Democrats really have to consider is, just based on return on investment, isn't it time for us to invest in a strategy of registering voters, black and brown voters, who demonstrate time and time again that when it's about the issues, black voters, Latino voters vote for the Democratic Party. You know, it's not as if white people can't vote. They can. And they always vote against what we consider to be the best values. But black people need to have an investment strategy. The Democratic Party needs to invest in registering voters in this country. And if you register black and brown voters, we turn up, we vote.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Congresswoman.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. We come back. We're going to talk about all these mayoral wins. What the heck? You have anything to do? Stay right there. All right, we're going to come back and talk about some of these mayoral elections. Huge wins by African Americans. I'll break them down. And y'all are tweeting me races that we aren't aware of. And so I'll tell you, a sister in Duquesne, Pennsylvania?
Duquesne.
Lord, I'm going to tell you about that next. All right, so we'll break down these black winners all across the country. This ain't going to happen on Morning Joe, CNN's New Day, or Fox and Friends. No. I'm just letting y'all know right now. This is the only place you're going to hear talking about black folks who won yesterday.
Weekdays on TV 1.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't going to cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV 1.